I read this today, the status quo bias, why we stick with what we know. Today I read about one of the most human psychological traps, the reason we often don't change, even when we know we should. It's called the status quo bias, and it's basically our mind's way of saying, let's just stay where it's safe. What exactly is it? The status quo bias is our natural tendency to prefer things to stay the way they are, even if change could make things better. Familiar equals safe, at least in our brains. That's why we stay at jobs we hate, keep habits that don't serve us, or delay making that scary but good decision. The psychology behind it. The term was first described by Samuelson and Zeckhauser in 1988. They found that people tend to stick with default options not because they're the best, but because they're already there. Examples: people rarely cancel automatically renewed subscriptions. We leave app settings untouched just because that's the default. We assume if it's always been this way, it must be right. Why change feels hard? Because change demands mental energy. The brain instantly asks, what if it gets worse? And chooses safety instead. It's a form of loss aversion, avoiding possible pain, even at the cost of progress. In evolutionary terms, sticking to the known was a survival strategy. Today, it's often just a comfort trap. The hidden cost of comfort. If we always cling to the familiar, we stop growing. We stop exploring, innovating, and feeling alive. Many people live their whole lives fine, but never fulfilled, because comfort quietly replaced curiosity. How to break free? Ask yourself, if I could choose again today, would I still pick this? If not, maybe it's time to move on. Start small. Change doesn't have to be a leap. Sometimes it's a nudge. Notice when fear is making the decision. Familiar doesn't always mean right. A thought to end with. The status quo feels safe, but comfort isn't the same as happiness. As one coach said, change is scary, but nothing is scarier than staying the same forever.